Hey, what's up guys? The evolutions in Clash Royale are finally here, and Firecracker's final form is beyond broken. After you cycle 2 firecrackers on the map, the third one becomes evolved, and she shoots explosive sparks that do damage over time like poison. And she has a 43% health increase to survive other firecracker shots and arrows too. And her recoil is increased by 33%, so after she shoots, she's gonna get blasted back even further. Her ridiculously long recoil will make sure no opponent can ever touch her, especially when you're able to protect her with ice spirits, goblins, logs to knock back your opponents, and mighty miners to blast back their units even further. Playing the evolved Firecracker with Hog Rider Earthquake creates the perfect storm that no opponent can ever escape. Any building that's meant to distract your Hog Rider and Firecracker is going to get shaken up and shattered by Earthquake, which guarantees that your Hog Rider can go straight towards tower to force out your opponent's units, so your Firecracker gets even more value. Firecracker Splash already hurts, but when it's evolved, it is a wrecking ball. The fact that it does damage over time like a poison puts your opponent in a situation of pure pain. And it's the reason that Firecracker is in the top 2 best evolutions in Clash Royale along with Royal Giant. It's time to pop off with an entirely new level of explosive destruction and assert dominance. Use Knight if you don't have Mighty Miner. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. Lots of love to everyone that's supporting the channel with credit code SirTag. Jump into the game against someone from the Baby Dragon clan. I've never seen that clan before, bro. I mean, if you really like the card that much, it's a supporting card. I haven't seen people love Baby Dragon as much as they love like Hog Rider or Golem or Elixir Golem. Everyone is a part of the team of whatever win condition they're about, generally not supporting cards. Maybe that's going to change after evolutions. Like, you know, Firecracker can really turn the tide of the battle now just because of how strong it is as an evolution. And skeletons can hypothetically 3-crown, even though they're a support card that is usually only used on defense. So we're going to be going in for a Firecracker in the back just to cycle as many of them as we possibly can. And then I'm going to go for a Mighty Miner. I think keeping the Firecracker alive is nice, and we'll see what our opponent has to say about that. He's going to go for a Hog Rider. I guess I just want to go for goblins and then drop a log here so we can minimize the amount of damage he gets, meaning he doesn't get any damage there with the hog. Okay, we can go in for a Hog Rider, go and pull back the Mini P.E.K.K.A. I don't even think it hits my hog. Let's go, Mini P.E.K.K.A. You are always chasing your dreams, always chasing your goals, but you can never reach it in time. Wow, that sounds really sad, but it's a reality. That Mini P.E.K.K.A. was a failure. All right, we're going to go in for an Ice Spirit here. Unfortunately for us, not looking great with the Electro Wizard, but I have to figure out what his deck is because I can't identify it really. Like, we see Hog Rider and we see cards that are interesting like Electro Wizard, and Electro Wizard resets my Mighty Miner, but I don't really understand what other support cards you're going to have, man. So I can maybe go in for goblins here. We saw Zap, so it's unlikely that he's going to have a good response besides the Skeleton Army. Or, like, okay, I guess he's going to go Tesla. Huh, interesting. Is he going to Skeleton Army? Can we click the Mighty Miner ability near the tower? I really want the Mighty Miner ability to go off near the tower. 500 damage, please. Let's go. Wait. That seems like more damage than usual. That was a lot of damage. And we've got the Firecracker evolution too. All right, so I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider. And when we have the Firecracker evolution, he drops a Skeleton Army. It's going to be hilarious because he doesn't have anything else, right? Oh, I guess he ends up having his aggressive Mini P.E.K.K.A. But look at the Firecracker. It's splashing from such a far distance right now. And it seems like it's doing more damage. Isn't it like a paw print on the map? You see the main paw, and then you see all the little toes. It's kind of like a dog stepping all over the map. That's what I think, guys. You know, Blue's Clues from my childhood. How does it happen? All right, we're going to go in for a Hog Rider here, and then maybe go in for Earthquake of these Skeleton Armies, which he has to do, right? Come on. Let me hit a Skeleton Army, man. I guess it doesn't even matter. We do walk with a very easy win. And this guy, all he can do is laugh because the Firecracker evolution, the amount of damage you can get when your opponent's forced to drop units into your Hog Rider, it's absurd, it's unfair, and it's unfathomable how anyone's ever expected to defend that if you use Earthquake to break through the buildings, so then they have to use units, and then the Firecracker is just like, yeah, free value every time. GG and well played. We'll jump on to the next one and keep climbing up. And we've ranked our way up to 8,000 in the world. All right, we got a game against someone with Pro in their name. Let's get it. Oh, wait, come on, dude. Pro player spamming? It's unheard of. Going in for a Goblin Gang at the river first play. No, it's pretty accurate. I mean, almost everyone does that, but Lumberjack Balloon is something that we don't see very often. People going in for a Lumberjack Balloon at the start without seeing my entire deck. I mean, I could have had Bomb Tower. I could have had Tornado. Unfortunately for us, we had the worst card cycle, and he went in for the Balloon when we had nothing available. No Bomb Tower to pull it, and just a lot of damage as a result. So let's see if we can finagle our way back into the game. We have the Firecracker with the evolution after all, so it should give us a sizable advantage. I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider on the right-hand side, see if we can bait out some extra elixir there. And the reason why I'm going in the opposite lane is because notice what he's counter-pushing with. I want that to not go towards the tower that he wants to take. Ideally, it's going to be useless because it's going towards the wrong tower. Won't necessarily 100% happen, but it would be ideal if that were to happen. We're going to go in for a Firecracker here, and then we're also going to go in for a Mighty Miner in the middle. Notice how some of the Spear Goblins are still going to go and target the Mighty Miner because of its positioning. I didn't want the Mighty Miner to just soak up damage for us on the right-hand side. I mostly cared about on the left, honestly. The Ice Spirit shutting that down means that there was no tower damage and no damage on my Firecracker. He's going to go in for a very well-placed Lumberjack to activate King Tower, but he's still taking a ton of damage. What if I log that? Is that going to stay alive now? Nah, it's still going to die of the rage. I think that log was a little bit useless. But it's all good. We are back to the evolution. So this is quite possibly the strongest evolution in the game. Maybe Royal Giant is a little bit better, but I would say in this deck or in fast cycle decks, Firecracker pops off. So I'm going to go in for Goblins here and then just see what our opponent has to do. We're going to go in for a Bomb Tower and make sure that the Executioner does not target onto the Bomb Tower. Because if the Bomb Tower stays alive, we know that both of our towers paired with the Firecracker will be able to finish off the balloon without any damage. They're not the scariest thing in the world. I guess it got death damage, so there was some damage involved, but could have been way better for him. If the Hog Rider can wiggle its way in front, let's go. The Firecracker is giving us so much value, and he tried to freeze it. No, he did freeze it. Huh, it knocked itself back, and then it died. That was actually a super smart freeze from our opponent. He knew that if he let the Firecracker just go, he was not going to be back in this game. He's going to say, oops. I wonder why. I mean, I guess we do have Firecracker and Ice Spirit still available, so it necessarily isn't the best strategy for him to go in, especially since he doesn't have Freezing Cycle, but I don't know if that was like meant to be BM against us or something. All right, we're going to go in for a Earthquake here and try to hit both of his range cards. The Mighty Miner is going to be tanking for a fat minute. Now we can go for a log. Oh! Let's go. Hitting that Goblin Gang felt sublime. And then the Firecracker is making sure that our opponent is not having a good time. He is so angry now. Okay, I like the switch up, bro. You were feeling good about this game and not anymore. We're going to eat most of the damage, and then we're going to go in for a Hog Rider here because we want to make sure that he has to focus on either freezing on offense or on defense. And if he freezes on offense, he has nothing to stop us. GG and well played. We'll jump on the next game. As you guys can see, Firecracker Evolution is kind of cool. But by far, the most memorable moment of the game was that miracle log that allowed our Hog Rider to get a ton of damage. And now we've popped our way up to 6,800 in the world. All right, so jump into the game here. The guy's going to go for an Ice Spirit. Let's go for the Mighty Miner. And just soak up the damage so I don't take anything here. Oh, well, I guess we're taking damage regardless. Man goes in for a Firecracker and he's like, Jake, you have a plan of not taking any damage? We're going to ruin everything. I think that we're probably playing against a similar matchup. But the guy, instead of running Bomb Towers, got Tesla instead. Please, lock onto the tower. Let's go. That's nice to be able to Earthquake immediately before our opponent was ready, so that he wasn't able to put together some type of defense to stop the Firecracker in its tracks. I might be able to get a Bomb Tower down and splash onto all this stuff and then go for Goblins. I just don't want the Giant Skeleton to attack the Bomb Tower, because if the Bomb Tower dies, then obviously the Hog Rider goes towards the tower, and then it's a catastrophe for me. Let's go. No damage taken. So we're currently up 1,600. But the issue is whenever we go in for a Hog Rider, we can't preemptively Earthquake. It's not like he's got Cannon or Mortar. Generally against Cannon or Mortar, you always want to pre-Earthquake because it will kill that, and then the Hog Rider will lock onto the tower. But when they've got Tesla, they can drop it far enough away that you can't hit the tower and the Tesla at the same time when you go Hog Rider Earthquake. So identifying your opponent's deck and knowing when you pre-Earthquake and when you don't is pivotal when you're running Hog Rider with Earthquake. So I'm going to go in for the Hog Rider here, and that was an interesting spot. I think I'm going to Earthquake here and not hit the tower because I can't in that particular placement. And then I'm going to go in for a Firecracker. I'm just going to let the Mighty Miner do its thing. I don't care. I want the Mighty Miner to tank for the Hog Rider as long as possible so we can get some extra damage. And we did get that hit. That's solid stuff. If I go for an Ice Spirit and I hold the Giant Skeleton in place and then I log it, can I kill it? I think the Giant Skeleton's going to fall to a half-health Firecracker. You know what? Saying half health is generous, especially when she's gone. But, you know, I kind of erased my mistake, and you guys can't say that it was half health or not. You guys don't know. She vanished before you were able to look at her health. Okay, cool. So I can go for an Earthquake right now just to get some extra damage, and then maybe go for a Firecracker and spawn a lot of like mini poisons on top of his tower if I wanted. But I bet you he just keeps going in for hogs. He drops it in a bad spot, so I'm able to go for a super low placement of the Bomb Tower for maximum value. And then I can go for an Ice Spirit. I wonder, you know what? I had to go in for the goblins a little bit later because he went for the pre-log. I wouldn't want that to happen. And now I want to go for a firecracker. I should be spamming the evolved firecrackers a bit more than I am, aren't I? You know, it feels unfair, obviously, guys. I want it to be fair for my opponent. Is it going to spawn? Oh, I wanted to spawn on the tower. Does it get a hit? Yeah, it does. Look at it. It's giving us poison damage over time. Isn't that absurd? It's ridiculous. It's so good. And now we're going to go for another firecracker. Even if you deal with the evolved one, there's more pain and suffering afterwards, sir. It's a never-ending, relentless cycle of spam, and this firecracker really does value. So, GG and well played. If you're playing against other people that are rocking a Hog Rider Earthquake deck, because you've got Bomb Tower, you're going to be safe. It fully shuts down Hog Rider Earthquake whenever they're spamming you. Just drop the Bomb Tower in the middle in a semi-decent placement, and when they drop 7 Elixir with the Hog EQ, and you just go for a Bomb Tower, you're going to be getting a +3 Elixir trade every time. With the power of the Firecracker, we've easily achieved 3,400 in the world. The little green man turns out to be a top-of-the-world player. So, we have to be focusing up. You guys saw he's like top 900 or something. He's going to have Firecracker, but it's not going to be the evolution. Are you going to have evolutions or not? I can go for an Earthquake plus Log to finish it off if he wants to drop anything in front. Otherwise, we can just maybe go in for like an Ice Spirit here to try to activate King Tower against the Firecracker. Please give me the King Tower activation. Let's go. That's awesome because the Ice Spirit still stays alive. It's going to die the Royal Ghost, but it's nice to be able to have that opportunity to potentially get the value. Okay, so yeah, he's going to have Firecracker and he's going to have Royal Giant. It's interesting that neither of them are evolved. I guess maybe he's going to end up having skeletons that are evolved, or maybe he just didn't get to evolve them yet. All right, we're going to go for a log here. We should be able to disrupt the rest of his fishermen and then finish off the RG. And the thing that I've realized is whenever the fisherman's out of cycle, we have to apply a lot of aggression, because otherwise we're going to have a really bad time. Yo, the Ice Spirit jumped on the skeletons instead of the Royal Ghost. That's huge, because the skeletons pack way more damage per second than the Royal Ghost would ever even hope to accomplish there. So I'm going to go goblins. I'm going to surround the ghost, and we'll see if we can cook it real quick. I want the goblins just to be able to finish off the ghost, and that's exactly what's happening. The ghost is toast. So now we realize that our opponent is going to be dropping Royal Giants in the back, trying to build up big pushes. And I don't want to cycle my Bomb Tower when I see a Royal Giant, because if I do, he's just going to go and cycle a Royal Giant on the other side. My Bomb Tower is going to decay, and it's going to feel real bad. So I bet you he goes in for a fisherman to go and pull the Mighty Miner. So let's go for a Hog Rider and get him to pull that instead. Really? Interesting. I don't know. I'm really confused. Oh, he's got Electro Spirit too. Oh, this guy's annoying. I'm going to log that back so it doesn't get as much damage. We're currently in an even situation, which feels whack. You know what? What if I click the bomb and I just go to the other side and it's immediately on the tower? Does that work? Well, let's go for an Earthquake prediction on the skeletons. Yo! That was awesome. Confining my opponent to a very specific card cycle, knowing what he had to do, and getting huge value. Okay, so we're going to go in for an Ice Spirit so that the Firecracker locks onto that and doesn't end up hitting the goblins. That was perfect. The Firecracker was so confused. It literally shot nothing of value. Let's freaking go. All right, these outplays are unreal right now. I know I'm patting myself on the back again, but like this just feels good. Okay, if I was really smart, I would have dropped the Firecracker in the middle. I just didn't think he was back to Fisherman. His fast cycle is impressive. All right, so what I can do is I can go in for a Bomb Tower here and then an Ice Spirit, or I can just go Goblins on the Ghost again. I think that's going to be our best bet. Firecracker is definitely a bit obnoxious, but I can cycle back to another Bomb Tower if I need to, which I probably do, so I'm going to go and roll with that real quick. I'm going to go for a Hog Rider since he just cycled his Fisherman. I don't think he's going to have a good opportunity to finish this off. In fact, if I go in for an Earthquake right now on the Skeletons, and then I'm able to cycle back to another Bomb Tower, no way, I'm pretty sure that was like 3 Bomb Towers in the span of 15 seconds. Or 10 seconds or whatever that is. My editor will let you guys know how long that was, but that was the speediest cycle I've seen in a fat minute. And it looks like from his yawn, he got tired trying to keep up. While we cycle through the ranks all the way up to 2,800 in the world. Yo, we're playing against Nicholas, who finished 759 in the world. Another top tier player. Okay, Clash Royale, you want to challenge me more and more as we climb higher and higher? It makes sense. This guy's going to have a Lumberjack and Electro Wizard. Interesting. Very weird. I don't think I've played against a deck like this before, especially with Electro Wizard. I would assume like Lumberjack, Balloon, Freeze, right? But then he's got Electro Wizard, so I don't know. I mean, is it Royal Giant? Because we see arrows as well. I bet you it's a Royal Giant deck. No, he's going to have an Executioner. Oh, I would love to click the bomb there. I wish I was able to get it off in time, but the Executioner packed too much of a punch. So I can go in for an Ice Spirit and then make sure the Executioner doesn't kill. And then I can go in for a Hog Rider right after, so then the Hog Rider is going to get targeted. And then he's going to go Mini P.E.K.K.A. So I guess he's not going to have Tornado right now? Interesting. Another Lumberjack. This guy is really ferocious and feisty. All right, so hypothetically, like if we were able to go and pull the lumberjack a little bit further, we could have activated King Tower because the radius of the rage is really large. I was optimistic. I was so close to being real with you guys, but it wasn't close enough. You can do that with skeletons so easily because the goblins do a little bit more damage in the lumberjack. It just didn't have high enough health because the firecracker did a lot of damage paired with both the towers focusing the lumberjack. I wonder if there was like some slightly more optimal placement that I could have done. Oh, come on. Don't be like this. Don't do this to me right now. Wait, it doesn't die to arrows. He can't kill the firecracker. And the firecracker is going to do like, okay, never mind. The bomb tower saved us. I was like, the firecracker is going to do poison damage over time, so we would have killed the minion horde even if the firecracker misses. But obviously, we took a lot of damage on our towers, so we'll see if we can make this happen. Looking a bit more sketchy because the guy's played super well. He's even going to activate King Tower there. You know what? Let's go goblins. I want to make sure that he's not able to kill the firecracker that's evolved. Firecracker, you're our Pokemon. We need something out of you right now. Okay, not enough. Not enough. All right. If we go for Mighty Miner, he's not going to be able to go in for a Minion Horde because we're back to Firecracker. We also have the Mighty Miner bomb, so it's not like he can Minion Horde right into that. We can also drop a Bomb Tower just to make sure that the Hog Rider doesn't get any fancy ideas. All right, so we're going to drop a Hog Rider in front of our Mighty Miner just so the Mighty Miner will give us more value over time. We want the Mighty Miner to maybe lock onto his units, hopefully his tower as well. Yo, wait, the bomb is going to blast back the Electro Wizard and delete it. That is huge value. If I logged this a little bit faster, that would have been massive as well. Okay, it still worked. It still worked. Is he going to go in for a Minion Horde? What is he going to do? All right. I think I'm going to go Ice Spirit, and then I'm going to go for a Hog Rider, and then I want to go for another Firecracker because we're one away from the Evolved Evolution. You know what? He's just going to arrow this anyway. He's definitely going to arrow this. I don't want to go Goblins too soon. Yep, knew he was going to do that. We're going to go in for a Bomb Tower again. Then we're going to drop a Mighty Miner. Then we're going to drop an Ice Spirit. We can click the bomb so we can bounce back the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and also hit the Hog Rider for a little bit of extra love. And then we can get Goblins down off to the side to finish off the Electro Wizard. Okay, all right. You know what? Evolve Firecracker time, baby. That's what's up. We're cooking. So I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider right now just to go pull that back. And I think that the Lumberjack's gone just because of the splash damage. Even if the Firecracker misses, it's still giving us value. Nice to see that. So I'm going to go in for an Ice Spirit. Okay, he didn't kill it. He didn't kill it. As I said before, Firecracker that's, you know, evolved does not die to the arrows. So that's huge. All right. We can go in for another Hog Rider here because the Executioner is just going to get simply outranged. What do we do? Do we go Mighty Miner on top of the Giant Skeleton? I think that's our best bet. And then we can go for a log. Click the Mighty Miner ability potentially. Yeah, I think that's our best bet. Go click the Mighty Miner ability right now. Blast back the Electro Wizard again, ideally. Okay, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Looking really rough and tough. Maybe the Bomb Tower is able to splash onto the Giant Skeleton and save us from this situation. Okay, we got to go Lumberjack counter with a Firecracker and then go Goblins just to be able to pull the rest of his stuff. He's probably going to go in for an aggressive Arrows. He doesn't do it. Interesting. I thought for sure he would Arrows on those Goblins because I didn't have any other distractions besides like Mighty Miner. Okay, I guess I'm going to click the Mighty Miner again. Mighty Miner, I choose you. You're my favorite Pokemon. All right, so that's going to be able to blast all that stuff away. We can go for a Hog Rider here, get him to go Mini P.E.K.K.A. so we can guarantee that we're going to get Firecracker value. See, he's his top 700 player. He's not giving me the value I wanted. He drops the Electro Wizard in the middle so the Firecracker doesn't hit it. We're going to go Goblins here again so the Electro Wizard doesn't hit what he needs. And we're going to go Ice Spirit, and then we're going to go Mighty Miner again just to make sure that we can keep everything alive a little bit longer. Yo, the Firecracker value again! It's preposterous plays out here. All right, we're going to go for a log. The Hog Rider should be able to break through. 30 seconds remaining. Please just give me the win. Okay, I need to go in for a Bomb Tower, Ice Spirit, go in for Goblins off to the side. The Ice Spirit didn't connect, which is awful. Lumberjack doesn't do as much damage as he's hoping. He's going to go for preemptive arrows. We need to go for a log on the Hog Rider so the Mighty Miner does get to finish it off, ideally. Wait. This is not good. This is actually super bad. I need to be able to cycle multiple Earthquakes and get a Hog Rider hit. Yo, I got it! Okay, he's going to have to go for a Hog Rider now, but I think that the Earthquake's going to shake it up. Let's go! Nicholas, your ghost clan became a reality, and now that's all you are. Firecracker from the depths of despair allows us to climb up from 2,000 health when our opponent had a near full HP tower, all the way up to win that game and putting us at 2,100 in the world. We started the day at unranked, and look how far we've come, up over 400 trophies. All because of the pure Firecracker power. It massively pops off with the evolution. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest of your day.